Good morning. Good morning. Pardon me. Welcome to episode number 6, I think, of Manifestation Musings. I am so excited for today. I am in a very happy mood. So, to those who are going to be on live with me, hello. To those who are going to watch the replay, hello. I hope everyone is doing well. It's a nice Friday morning, 9 a.m. here. And yeah, I'm in good spirits. I definitely am. So as always, I've got some things on my mind that I want to speak to. This morning, one of my beautiful clients messaged me with like this awesome success story, which I'm so happy for her because she's been in, I think, a couple of my masterclasses that I've done. And I think maybe I've had one, I don't know if it might have been one, maybe two, like one-on-one sessions. And yeah, she's like, "Oh my God, Selena, like I just got off Zoom and I was, what was it? She'd got off Zoom because she just had a meeting with like a major record label. And so I'm so happy for her to see her soar. And yeah, it's great because I feel like, I don't know, she's just like watching your videos and the help that I've given her has really helped her because like I feel like I haven't properly sat down with her for an extensive period of time. So that just shows that you don't need a lot to tweak to be able to get what you want. So that's awesome. I'm very, very happy for her. Okay. Please say hi in the chat. Let me know what's happening in your world. If you have any questions, what do I want to speak about? What am I seeing? So I've started posting more regularly on TikTok, which is awesome. But it's a whole other world on that platform. I'm telling you. I don't think as many people. I don't know, maybe I don't know, I think YouTube is still a huge platform, like a bigger platform than TikTok, but the limiting beliefs on there is very interesting. Or people just I don't think are as educated in this work. Maybe it's because YouTube is a long platform, like a long form content platform. So people are like used to binge watching long videos and really like learning from a bunch of different creators, whereas on TikTok, you're kind of just like scrolling. So I'm sure you get a lot of, I don't know, normal law of attraction coaches. You get a lot of tarot readings and all of that. So I don't know. The vibe that I'm getting, I don't want to make this a limiting belief, is I'm hoping my algorithm finds my people, or people who do find my work are open to, I don't know, how I see manifestation, because I'm law of assumption, but I'm also, I don't know, I feel like I speak to things in my own way, which is fun. So yeah, it's just been really interesting because people are funny. People are very, very interesting. And I want this work to reach as many people as possible because this work is so important. Like it's so important. Like if someone who I feel I haven't spent that much time with has been able to just like be a fucking boss and like implement like crazy and do her own thing with just like a couple tweaks, my own guidance, like, and then manifest something so amazing. Because I remember when we started where she was, and now to this version of her that I've interacted with this morning is like so different. And I'm so happy for her. And it's all a confidence piece, like it's all self concept. So I'm really hoping, because like one of my TikToks, I'm rambling here, but this is the whole point of Manifestation Musings. One of the TikToks that I posted yesterday has like been exposed to more people, which is amazing. And all the comments are like really positive, which is great. And then there's one comment, pardon me, there was a couple comments in regards to, got a frog in my throat. Like they're just in a state of feeling really hopeless. And the whole point of the TikTok was to be like, no one's going anywhere. Like no one is going anywhere. I don't care where they are in the world. If they move on with someone else, if it seemingly looks like someone is going somewhere, they're not going anywhere. Like no one's going anywhere. And it's really interesting because the information can be right in your face and someone can be saying the perfect thing. But depending on what state of being you are and state of mind you're in, you just won't hear it and you just won't receive it and it just won't land. So that's why repetition is key to this work. And how, when I'm working with clients, I might have to say it like a bunch of different ways in order for it to like fully sink in. Because depending where your beliefs are at, okay, depending how much you've tweaked your beliefs or what state of being you're in, your brain just won't accept that information. You just won't hear it. Your brain will, you'll get it like you'll get it, but you won't fully get it. Like you'll get it intellectually, but you won't really get it here. And I intend you understand what I mean. It's like at some point in the journey, you go like, oh, now I understand. Now, oh, that makes sense. So it's just interesting to see people's process and where people are along their journey and how you can be saying the most perfect thing to someone and like lay it out in front of them, but they just won't receive it and they won't hear it. And that is okay. I'm really hoping that those people continue on this journey and give themselves some grace and some patience. Is patience the word? Grace and maybe patience is the word. I don't like patience when it comes to manifestation because for me, patience um, has connotations in regards to waiting, and I don't want people waiting for their manifestations. I want you to become that version of you and not be waiting for that person or waiting for that money or waiting for the position or waiting for whatever. It's like, no, like I'm becoming this person and I'm deciding to select this reality every single day. It's like, who are you being in this moment? So, when something is triggering you, if something triggers you, like ask yourself questions. It's like, who am I being in this moment? Well, I'm clearly deciding to be a victim right now, or I'm clearly deciding that manifestation isn't working, or I'm clearly deciding that, I don't know, things are taking too long. So, like, ask yourself those questions because you are so powerful. That's the reality you're selecting right now, which is insane to think like you don't have to work for your manifestations. You just have to shift who you are and become this version of you. That's what, like, I want to repeat that a million times. It's like, it's you who you're becoming. And you're going to become a more confident, secure version of yourself who feels very competent in what they're doing and can understand manifestation so easily that you're so fucking chill that if something happens, you're just kind of like, something happens or you don't see any movement. You're just not stressed. You're just like, oh, I know this is going to sort itself out. Like, I'm good. I'm just going to go like enjoy time with my family or go do something for myself or go to the gym. Like, I'm not even going to worry about it. Um, and you'll be able to do that with the really little things and also things that can be quite triggering. And being in that habit of being able to do that is such an incredible thing when you're in a partnership with someone because you're going to step on each other's toes. Like, you're two different people from two different upbringings who have your own, like, as much as they do, no one has free will in manifestation. They're not a puppet. Like, they still have their own like things about them. And yes, you can recreate them to your preference and how you're interacting with one another. But it's like there might be times where you don't see eye to eye, and that's totally okay. And it's like getting into the habit where not everything has to be an argument, and we don't have to speak to everything and make everything a big deal and not take everything personally. Because when you're in a partnership, it's like life's going to happen. You're going to be tired. You'll come, like, you won't be your most conscious self some of the time, and you got to give each other some grace and realize that it is a growth process. It's requires love and a um, a willingness to keep focusing on where you want to go and who you want to be. Okay, how do you handle self-doubt time? How do you handle self-doubt time and time again, even though you know you're good at manifesting and have proven to yourself you are? Okay, so I feel like I need a bit more context to that. It's like, okay, what are you doubting yourself about? Is there a certain topic that you've got more self doubt about? Is it in regards to, are you doubting manifestation can work? Are you doubting you can, I don't know, create this desired outcome with this person? Like, you'd have to give me more in regards to what doubt means. What you're doing is, because there's infinite versions of you, you're selecting a version of you, a reality where you know manifestation, you feel competent and good at manifesting, but you're still doubting. So then there's also a version of you who is very good at manifesting, understands it, but there's like 85% doubt instead of 100%. And then there's another reality where there's a version of you who only has 50% doubt. And then there's another version of you who is like, loves manifestation, knows it like the back of their hand, but there's only 10% doubt. It's like, doubt's not a bad thing. It's just how much you continue to marinate in that and how often and frequent that comes up. For me, it's like realizing that not fulfilling your desires is a fucking sin. You have been given these desires for a reason. That's how important they are. They're not just flippant, oh, I want this. It's like, no, like this desire has come from source. This has come from consciousness. These desires are holy. Like they have been given to you. They need to be pushed out. Like they're already in another reality. It is a sin to not fulfill them. That's how I see things anyway. So therefore, doubt is the devil. So try not marinate in it. If you catch yourself doubting, it's okay. Forgive yourself, but like decide to keep selecting a version of you where doubt is just very little in your existence. You answer my question. That's why I love your explanation. Yay. Okay. Amazing. So yeah, there are infinite versions of you. And just because you're doubting or just because something, I don't know, also, as my brain is thinking now, I don't want people to be like, oh my God, I'm doubting, I'm doing something wrong. It's like, no, if you're doubting and old thoughts come to mind, you can just push that off and just be like, oh, that's an old version of me. I don't need to think like that anymore. And that's all you need to do to handle it. And then just like refocus. You don't have to be like, oh my God, I got all this work to do and all this inner work. And I have more limiting beliefs I have to look at. It's like, there's a balanced approach where it's like, okay, let's look at your beliefs, but then let's not go to the extreme where you're constantly like, there's something else I need to do in order to get this manifestation. I intend that makes sense. Hello, lovely. Hi, Into Beautiful. Thank you. Yes, my week it's been a good one. I can't believe it's Friday, honestly. I intend everyone has had a great week and that you're not going to waste this weekend. I say this every time I'm on here. Please do not waste your weekend or your logical time being sad about shit that you can change. What does it mean when everyone is showing up lovely and going above and beyond, and also people wanting to marry me and everyone is complimenting me? Is that confirmation? Yeah, of course. Like if things are going right, take that as a sign things are going right. And even if things are going wrong, take that as a sign that things are going right. You assign meaning to everything. Don't start questioning, like you assign meaning to everything. So don't start going like, oh my God, that comment to me seems like you're seeking reassurance, and that's totally fine and totally perfect. That's where you are, but you want to get to a point where you're deciding what things mean. Even if someone says to you, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, I don't want to talk to you ever again, you're like, this is working for me. This is working for me. Oh my God, this is working for me. And then you can revise in your head if you want. I need to refocus. I just told my SP off in a gentle way. That's the thing. It's like, you don't feel you have to, don't bite your tongue. Like you get to handle the 3D how you want to handle things. But your SP, if this person has been acting up or has just been annoying, like you can change that. That's totally fine. You can change that. It's just, I know the work for me in the past has been like not letting that annoying thing like fuck with my feeling state for the whole day. And it's like, like that was annoying. Why did that person do that? It's like, okay, I'm just marinating in the past doing that. And I'm holding this person in a version of them that I don't like. This isn't helping me. And this is actually ruining the time I won't get back in my 3D logical time. So yeah, go calm yourself down, honey. Like go do something you want to do and just be like, yeah, I know he's going to sort this out. He, she, whoever they are, is going to sort this out and they'll apologize if they need to and everything's going to be okay. I've been trying for SP though. Oh, okay. I understand. So you're saying everyone else is showing up and conforming and your SP. Well, this is your birds before land. If everyone is showing up being amazing and they're saying they want to marry you and complimenting you, and that's what you've been manifesting, consciously creating or selecting for your SP, this is a great sign. That's amazing. That's awesome. Don't start saying, "Oh, but everyone, I can get everyone else to do this, but I can't get my SP." Because you're that powerful, you'll select a reality where that's the case, where everyone else is conforming but your SP. So don't do that. Yeah, I'm not worried. He's still trying to see me. See, that's the self concept. That's the self concept we all want. I've been doing self concept mainly since I noticed I was obsessing over SP. What should I do when SP crosses my mind? Okay. Again, I would need more context with that, but I'll give you just kind of a general answer. Um, okay, how do I want to phrase this? Just because you think you're thinking about someone, you're thinking about your SP in the day, doesn't mean you're obsessed about them. If you care about someone and you like someone, you want something, you're going to think about it. That's totally fine. The goal is to not think about them, right? And just be like, never think about them ever again and just be solely focused on you. Like the goal is when when you think about them, you're thinking about them in a wanted way. It feels good also to think about them. It's like, oh my God, that person loves me. We're in the most amazing relationship, or I know that they're reaching out, or it feels so good to be their partner. Like whatever you want to be affirming in a conversations, that's what you want to be thinking of. It's like the whole point is like not to avoid thinking about them. Oh my God, I can't think about them ever again. It's like, no, if you're thinking about them, make sure it's the wanted story. But also, if you're finding that you're putting everything else off and it's just SP all the time and it's starting to like fuck with your feeling state, you're starting to feel upset. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you're thinking about them, looking at your phone, going, oh my God, they haven't messaged me. Like that means my manifestation has failed. Like you don't want to be doing that. So there's a balanced approach. So just make sure you're thinking about things in the wanted story. But as you continue to work on your self concept, things will just feel easier. I intend that makes sense. I'm learning that I'm responsible for my own happiness. Yes, you are. Everyone is. That means seeing opposite things in the 3D and still believing it's working in my favor. 100%. No one is in charge of your happiness ever. Not your partner, not your kids, no one, not your friends. No one. I'm sorry, but no one is in charge of that. No one can tell you what to think and what to feel. You decide that. As much as it's very easy to be like, you're the cause of my unhappiness. No, 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 no. Just because they've done something, you can still decide how you're feeling and how you're thinking and what you're going to do with the rest of your day. Oh my God, you're incredible. Trust me, when they start messaging you as much as you think you want them to, it gets annoying. I can only imagine. It's like I'm a busy woman. Do you know what I mean? Like I like my own time as well. That's funny. That's fucking funny. Okay. Okay. I'm going to speak to this. So, everyone's reality is going to be different. Okay. Love watching your lives before bed. It's 12 a.m. here. Ooh, yay. It is 9. I love how it's like before bed, but it's midnight. But thank you for staying up. Okay. I want to speak to this in regards to everyone's reality is different and what you want to create, the dynamic you want to create with your person. You can do whatever you want. However, I have seen that as you mature, just logically, as you get older, and as you mature in your manifestation journey, you will realize that you don't need the constant validation of constantly talking to someone or speaking to them all fucking day. Like, if you want your person to be doing big things in the world, to be providing for you, to have their own goals, their own career, blah, 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 that person cannot be affording to be messaging you all fucking day, all day, every day. Like, as much as that might feel cute and nice, it's like you want to get to a space where, yes, there's regular contact and it's loving, but you trust that everything's going okay just because you don't get a message every single half hour or every single hour. I intend that makes sense. Again, you can manifest whatever the fuck you want to manifest in your reality, but it's like your life should be about you. Everything else is complementary and supplementary to you. So, like, I hope everyone understands that. It's like, it's great. And like, yes, I love you and this is amazing, but I don't need this constant validation to know that you love me. Beautiful. Yes, you agree. Great. It's just, and I don't know whether that's just because of age, being 27 and having had a number of relationships, or just like being busy myself and like loving what I do. But also, like, for me anyway, in my reality, I don't want a partner who has like can be messaging all day every day. It's like, don't you fucking work? Don't you have shit to do? Don't you have big goals that you want to chase? It's finding that happy balance of like, they prioritize you in this is in my reality. They prioritize you and you're amazing and they spend time with you and all of that, but also like they do their own thing. So will SP so SP will eventually show up if I decide. That, exactly what you said. If I decide, yes. If you decide and you keep persisting with it, but stop looking to see, because I feel like you're looking and you're focusing on time. This person's not going anywhere. I promise you, they're not fucking going anywhere. I don't care if a year goes by, 2 years goes by, and this might trigger some people. 3 years goes by, 4, 5, 10, 20. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Oh, yay! Wanted to mention about the record label that scouted me. They told me in the meeting that they found me in over a month ago. There was so much movement happening behind the scenes, and I had no idea. See, this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the live. Oh my goodness. Okay. There was so much movement happening behind the scenes, and I had no idea. She had no idea, and they scouted her. Oh, oh, amazing. Seriously, so, so happy. Everything is always working out for you. So, Weirdo Brand, I love that name, your username. When it comes to your SP, if you're seeing confirmation in the 3D, all of these people are coming forward and conforming to your affirmations, then I can only imagine what is going on inside your SP's mind. We only can see what is in front of our eyes. Do you know what I mean? So there is so much going on in that person's world. They're probably experiencing stuff day after day, going, "Oh my god, it's reminded me of this person. It's reminded me of you being you. Oh my god, I need to contact them." Blah 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 blah. Like there's so much happening. They could be dreaming about you every single night. Like thought transmission is a thing. Thought transmission is a thing. Seriously, give it to yourself in your mind, and you'll shock yourself when it happens. Yeah, yeah. It gets to be that quick if you want it to. If you want it to be, yeah. When there's no resistance, and you're just like, yeah, it's all good. And it's about allowing yourself to have it. You can be really shocked. And it's okay. Like, however much time goes by, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean you're failing. Like, it really doesn't. Because again, it's about an evolution of self, it's who you're becoming. So if it takes you a little longer in practical, logical time to manifest and materialize something than someone else, who fucking cares? You're always going to get it anyway. You're always going to get the thing you want. And again, there's never any waste of time with manifestation when you're focusing on yourself. Like what Peace had said in regards to, she had no idea how much movement was happening behind the scenes, but she continued for over a month to be focusing on that end state and where she wants to be. How exciting! Like, how exciting. Again, I say this all the time, but you can get off this live and bam, this happens, this happens, this happens. Your person calls you, you get this opportunity, a large sum of money comes into your bank account, you get, I don't know, this email in regards to a huge refund or blah, 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 blah. Like so much can shift. One of my clients, yesterday, she had Voxer messaged me and was sending me like spamming me with all like how happy she was. It was so funny. There was this huge movement that had happened um, in her own circumstances. And the reason why was in the morning we were chatting and she was saying how she had felt like she had shifted her state. She'd felt like she'd finally let go that little bit of resistance that she had towards her ex-partner or her SP, because still in her mind, she was ruminating a little bit of like how shitty her past relationships had been and how they kind of did her wrong and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I understand that. But if we want to recreate someone, or we want to get an apology, or we want if we want to get closure, or if we want to reconnect, you need to forgive them and you need to drop the focus on the old story. You can't expect to recreate something and still be dangling their dirty laundry over their head. Like it just doesn't work. I'm sure you've seen logical events where a partnership, someone will have cheated, there'll be infidelity, and then they'll get back together or they'll stay together But then, so say the husband's cheating, the wife they'll stay together, but she'll be so angry. And every time they argue, she'll use the fact like, oh, you cheated. And it never lasts, like ever. And it's such an unhealthy dynamic. So anyway, going back to that thing, she felt like she's like, oh, I feel so much better. I feel so at peace. Like I feel like I finally just like clocked where I need to shift things. And as she did that, like bam, 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 like all this in the afternoon, all of this movement came in. Like it gets to be this quick. They were playing my music in their meetings on Monday, and I had no idea. Oh my God. That day, I remember feeling slightly frustrated at something in my 3D, but I still remember affirming regardless. Had no idea my music was being played in New York by a major record label. Round of a fucking applause. Also, I love this. The fact that they were playing it in another, like, I believe you're not in the same country. Like, I think you're from the UK from memory. And you're feeling frustrated, slightly frustrated, something in your 3D, but it still was working out for you. It still was working out for you. Hello, Sonia. I hope you're well. Um, ah, that's awesome. So that's the thing. It's like you don't have to feel perfect and high vibe and fucking happy. And that's only how things are working out for you. It's like this week, I'm like still figuring out all this health stuff, still been in a little bit of pain. Like it's getting better and all the tests are clear, which is amazing, but also frustrating at the same time that I can't pin what is going on. So I'm still saying my affirmations. I'm still deciding to be the healthiest version of myself. And it's like, even though that annoyance has kind of been lingering, it's like, well, all these other areas have been popping off in regards to business and clients and helping other people. And I still feel happy and generally pretty good, but like it's kind of annoying at the same time. So it's like, you don't have to be perfect and you don't have to be super, super happy in order to get what you want. Like when it comes to money, say you're manifesting money, it's like, start having the belief that like I get money even when I'm fucking sad, when I'm depressed, when I'm sick, like money's coming to you all the time. So we don't have to be like, oh, chill and calm and relaxed. I mean, it feels good to feel that way and it feels more enjoyable to be in that state. But it's not stopping you because again, there are infinite versions of you. There's a version of you who's sad but making a shit ton of money. There's a version of you who is unfortunately, you're not in the healthiest, but you're making a lot of money. There's a version of you who's super happy and like is so in love and has the most amazing relationship and is making a lot of money. There's a version of you who is single and making a lot of money. Like there are infinite versions of you in all these different combinations, which make this cocktail that is you in your present state. The way I was just thinking about money, this is so scary. We are all connected. I'm telling you. I don't care if you're in bloody Timbuktu, if you're in Kazakhstan, and I'm in Australia, we're connected. This was funny. Okay, I'll tell you another thing. I'm walking to the gym yesterday, and the gym that I go to is near a library. And there was a guy who was in like, I don't know, he was in like high vis kind of stuff in the library. And I thought, oh, that's different. I haven't seen like a tradie or in the library sat like he must have been quite high up in his job or whatever, like doing meetings or I don't know, maybe he's an engineer or something. And I saw his side profile. I was like, oh, it's kind of cute. And then I thought to myself, as I'm walking, because I'm walking across the road and the library's up here, in 3, 2, 1, the man in the orange clothes, you were going to turn, you're going to look at me. And he did. And it's just so funny. I have no idea who that human was. I just wanted to test if I could get it in the time. And he did. And as he looked at me, I looked up and then I looked down. I thought, there you go. Thank you. Carry on with my day. It's just, it's fun to play with this work. It's fun. It's really, really fun. And it wasn't like I was standing there for 20 minutes being a creeper and like giving him my energy. I was just like waiting to see if I could cross the road. And then I was like, yep, in 3, 2, 1, looks over. Yeah, love that. Law of transmission. Exactly. Thought transmission is a fucking thing. So if this random, who I have no idea who that is like getting things like that, can you imagine someone who you've had a history with, who you've connected with, you've bonded with, like you've been physically intimate with, like you're connected. It's all good. We're all connected. Oh, someone said on my TikTok, this is funny. My little tools bowing to my every command. Exactly. You can't escape my powers. Someone was that's funny. Someone was saying on TikTok, fuck, what were they saying? Because I was saying like everyone's connected, they're not gonna leave, blah, 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 blah. And then this person, they said something around, but that's the issue. I don't want to be connected to this freak. And I thought, fuck, how funny is this that you're clearly we're not recreating or attracting this specific person anymore. But if you are, we need to stop thinking about this. Like you can cut ties with someone if you want to, of course, you can. Um, but like it's funny that this person is looking through content in regards to manifesting a specific person and then also went to the length of commenting. And I was like, yeah, I think you aren't fully over this person. But again, if you do want to recreate someone, just like I was saying with my client, when she'd fully shifted and let go of that resentment, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. If you want to recreate, it needs to be a clean slate. Like it needs to be a clean slate. Have that in your head. You also, in a fucked up way, I think I said this before, in a fucked up way, okay? They're just reflecting you. Okay, they're reflecting your inner world. So, in a fucked up way, it's not 100% their fault. Like, no one is completely innocent. Okay, like, no one's completely innocent. We're all like just reflecting each other and just mingling with each other. So, like, it's okay. If you want to forgive this person and recreate them, you can. But if you don't want to forgive them and don't recreate them, then you're well entitled to do that. If you forever want to blame this person and say they're a fucking piece of shit and I never want to see you again, cool. If you want to do that, amazing. That's totally fine too. I don't like to hold grudges. Decided to do 2 weeks of focusing on just manifesting a new version of me. I've been so focused on fixing SP. Oh, that's interesting. So much hot and cold. If in 2 weeks nothing changes but just me, amazing. Yes. You know why? You can select autumn, a new reality, a new version of you where you're the woman who has it all. Like everything has conformed. You're feeling good. Your SP has fully conformed. It's like we're not fixing anyone and we're not fixing ourselves. We're just selecting a new version of us and selecting a new version of them, focusing on the version of them who already exists where they're showing up how you prefer. And also focusing on a version of you that already exists of how you prefer. Like if you can change, like think about this. If you can change through conscious manifestation, they can change. Like if you can really feel the internal shifts within you, then they can change. Like we are changing all the time. The biggest myth is when people go, people never change. People fucking change. How has the human race survived all of the shit that has happened in human history if we are not adaptable? That is the most bullshit. Like we are constantly changing. We are constantly changing. People just decide, oh, I'm just like, oh, like I'm good. Just I don't really want to evolve anymore. But as like a general human race, we are constantly changing. Plus, you're shifting through your states all day, every day. So even if someone like it appears that they're stuck in their ways, they still shift versions of them throughout the day. That's why you might have two people where they're like, oh yeah, Selena's such a fucking bitch. And you're like, what are you talking about? Selena's been really lovely to me. And then two people will have a totally different experience based on how I have shown up, based on their own limiting beliefs, their own state of being. Exactly. But I hope no one says I'm a fucking bitch. But you know what? I don't really care because I know, side tangent, I know who I am and I know I try and be as lovely as possible. Okay, where are we up to? I talked with someone asking for advice about record labels, and she told me that it's not possible for me as a new artist. Oh, the limiting beliefs. Oh my God. I immediately affirmed after to get the gunky limiting beliefs off of me. Exactly. Like, who knows? I'm assuming that this person meant with good intentions, was all well intended. But there could be a hint of jealousy. There could have been, it sounds like a bunch of limiting beliefs. It's like, some people might not like the idea of someone fully believing in themselves going, yeah, it gets to be easy for me. It gets to be easy for me. That might trigger people, and that's okay. You can recreate that experience with that person and make them be your biggest fan if you want to. But in the meantime, in the 3D, if someone gets triggered by your confidence or what you're manifesting and all the success you get, cool, keep doing you. They'll come around. They'll probably start asking you, how did you do it? Or this person, pardon me, be like, "I believed in you from the very beginning. I've watched your journey." It's like, "Bitch, you have not, but okay, thanks." We're all connected because 'cause I'm doing the same. Oh, that's awesome. The one thing that helps me with SP when he's being a little bitch, go in, act like that. You're not that versus I want. Anyway, now into hobbies. I am so confused. Am I reading this wrong? The one thing that helps me with my SP when he's being a little bitch, go in, act like that. Act like a bitch or go inwards. Yeah, I'm sorry, honey. I have no. Oh, I need to wear my glasses when I type. I wanted to ask her tips on how to recreate SP. She already answered. Beautiful. Yeah, it's like we're not fixing anyone. And as much as like we kind of use the term recreate, we're just selecting another version of them. That version of them already exists. And however, I will say this, it is up to you what you decide you are willing to persist through. If there are certain things as they're conforming that are kind of disrespectful, that aren't really nice, it's like you get to decide in that moment whether whether that's okay to keep going, whether you're okay with like letting it kind of like, whatever, and you keep focusing on the new version of you. Because sometimes we have to persist through annoying circumstances to get what we want. Not all the time. I don't want to say that we have to go through a purge or it has to be hard. But it's like you get to decide whether you want to keep going. But I truly believe it is impossible. The more you change who you're deciding to be in that moment, like you change your state and who you're showing up as, everything has to conform. Everything has to conform. They could be acting like a complete dickhead 1 minute, and then within half an hour, they're super apologetic. Like it doesn't have to be a long time. And also, just because you're not seeing movement, just like with Peace's example, just like if you're not seeing movement with this person or whatever, so much is happening behind the scenes. So if people treat me good, I have good beliefs and a good state of being. Okay, how do I want to say this? People are reflecting you, yes. Yet at the same time, I don't want you then to take the, well, if people are treating me bad, I have bad beliefs and I'm doing something wrong. It's having the discernment to be like, I'm not going to take on your shit, but if I want to recreate this, then I'm going to focus that I can change this. So I don't want you to feel like, oh, just because you're God, yeah, you're above all circumstances. You're above positive circumstances and you're above negative circumstances. So like you're in charge of it all. I don't want you to label um like if things are working for you, then keep doing what you're doing. But I don't want you to then internalize that as like, oh, like I'm doing good when I get movement. It's like, no, you're doing good all the time. I intend that makes sense. I can tell myself he can act like a bitch because my version doesn't act like that. Yes, and think about the way I want him to. He's actually trying really hard to come over right now. See? The person won't leave her alone. We love this. That's the thing. It's like, like he can be super annoying. Your SP can be acting as a version of them who's annoying, but you can be saying to yourself, it's like, no, the version that I want doesn't act like this. So I'm not going to even argue with this shit. I'm not even going to argue with this. The amount of limiting beliefs that people spew is crazy. Doing this work has made me realize how distorted our perceptions of reality can be. We get to decide what ideas we subscribe to. 100%. 100%. You get to decide. That's the key word here. People are always going to have shit to say, always. And that's okay. But I don't need to accept that. And I don't need to take that on. And again, it's so funny. It's so funny that when you continue to be focusing on you and like you just keep up leveling and you're getting more and more success, whatever that looks like in your own life, people always come around. That's my belief anyway. They always become your biggest supporters. Like even let's use the example. I was watching Leo Skeppy, was it a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying that so many people who like bullied him badly at school have all come back and been like, hey, can you coach me? Like, I'm so happy you've been so successful. And it's like, even people who hated your fucking guts will come round. And the satisfaction to be like, nah, fuck you, see ya, is funny. But again, you don't have to do that. You can open them with loving arms if you want to. Depends how petty you are. So for me personally, I think it's easier and better for me to take a break from this person and cut off access to them till they come in as the version I want. Yes, and if that makes it easy for you, go for it. You can still materialize them. You could literally say to someone, "You're a piece of shit. I don't want to ever talk to you again." Blah 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 blah. Cut ties with them and still get your manifestation. Like you can never truly fuck this up. So the fact that like you're not going to be getting, because okay, here's the thing. It can be more triggering for some people if you're constantly interacting with someone who you want to recreate, select a new version of, if you're getting feedback day in, day out. And you have to kind of really stand in your conviction and your decision of like, I don't care how you're showing up today, I'm still getting what I want. So it does require like discipline, whereas it can feel easier if you're not in contact with someone or you're not seeing them every single day and you're not keeping tabs on them on social media, then you can kind of recreate them without being triggered all the time. And that makes sense. These days, I'm watching your vids more and more. Oh, I love that. Your energy is really comforting for me, especially with my life changing so much. I'm leaning on my self-concept and virtual sister now more than ever. Yay, virtual sister. I love that. That's the thing. It's like I know how important this work is, and like I feel like my fucking mission is to just like empower whoever's watching. It's like you have the power within you to do this. This is incredible. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy that my videos are comforting you. I really hope that people like get how much I love this work. I know a lot of creators can come around like no shade and be like, okay, this is a very popular topic. Like I want to talk about it. It's like I could teach this shit to a wall and still be very happy. Like I love this work so much. I literally could just talk to myself. I talk to myself all day about it. Like that's how much I love it. Same, I hate focusing on time. I'm just focusing on me and living in my imagination. Beautiful. We love living in the 4D. And that's what the end group that I'm doing next week that we're starting, like it's just all talking from the end. Like it's just a group of us. We're all in a Voxer chat and we're all talking from the end. We're all speaking as if our desires are already here. We're all in our imagination. And I'm like, I love every time I run that group because I haven't been able to find anything on the internet like it, especially in an intimate fashion. It's like it's awesome. And like imagination is always going to be king. Always going to be king. It's funny because I used to be the one to beg to see him, but damn, I've got a wedding to go to tomorrow. I don't have enough means. See how what happens when you change your self-concept and when you become so confident in yourself, changes like that. And this is what I love with this example. The fact that Ink and Beautiful is not worried of like, okay, I can't see my person tonight or whatever it is, but I know he's not going to get angry. Like you have shit to do tomorrow and you want to just like chill and be in your own energy. Amazing. You're not going anywhere. That's the thing. It's like we don't have to be people pleasers with your specific person. We don't have to fucking bend over backwards like a contortionist. It's like, no, I'm going to do me. I still love you and I know you're going to love me, but like I'm still going to put me first. I'm going to care about you and I'm going to be supportive, but I'm still going to put me first. Then this then gives me time to work on myself as well and makes myself the top priority again. Like, sorry to SP, but he ain't more important than me. No, no one is more important than you ever, 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 ever. It's like I love you, you're incredible, but you're just a reflection of me. So I still need to look after me. If my internal world is fucked up, well, then I'm going to experience a very fucked up version of you probably. And that's not going to be fun for anyone. Yeah, it can be triggering when there is daily contact, and they're not, and you guys like it's not in the most desirable dynamic or version of that person. So you really have to stay in that conviction. Plus, you might get to this point where you're just like, some people want to be really nice and accommodating on this journey of materializing a specific person, and they're open to their person just sending them memes or just like on and off contact, and that's not triggering and that's totally okay for them. And then sometimes they're like, this is fucking boring, I'm over this shit, it actually drains my energy more, I'm just going to stop replying to them and still know that you're going to come correct. Like, you can be a little bit savage if you want to and just be like, "Oh, I'm not replying to that," and they will still come around. Stay off social media or at least their page. It's like looking for trouble, just stay within. Yes, I don't follow anyone in my personal life. I've said this. I don't even follow my sister. I fucking live with her. God love her. But like, I just don't follow anyone because one, it's a business page. Two, it's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to find something to get butthurt over. Oh, you're following all these girls on Instagram? I don't fucking care. Follow him. Follow him. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna, like, put on parental controls on your bloody data or internet so that, like, you can't look at, like, other attractive women. No, I'm not gonna be intimidated by that shit. And plus, the more you focus on that, the more you're gonna materialize that experience. Where are we? And you'd advise to not check the social media, right? No, no, no. The chat is popping today. We love it. Like, I know that whatever one assumes is true for them, and we shouldn't put limiting beliefs on ourselves, but is there more but I'm actually more at peace. Think about it, okay? What you see, even in person, is dead. So, what you're seeing through something that is a screen is completely dead, okay? It is old news. How hard people present on social media is insane. So, depending on what state of being you're in, you're going to interpret that information in a way that might not actually be beneficial for you. If you're feeling kind of shitty or you're marinating in shitty thoughts, you go look at his page that you interpret something completely innocent and you're like, yeah, he doesn't fucking care. This isn't working, blah, 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 blah. And then you spiral. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Until you're feeling in a really good space. This is what I would do. Until you're feeling in a really good space and there's commitment, then yeah, go look if you want. Even then, like, I'm that savage where I'm like, even with like a person that I'm actually in a partnership with, I'm just like, well, I see you all the time. Why do I need to look at your social media? I don't peruse social media a lot anyway. Again, it's business. So call me. Tell me what you're up to. Send me individual stories or individual messages. Then I'll look. But that's just me. You get to do what you want to do. Because I know old versions of Selena who's been very anxious would have been like, "Oh my god, what's this person doing? Oh, they've tagged someone in their stories. Okay, let's go to the person that they've tagged. Let's see if I can look at their account. Oh, I can't. Oh, okay, cool. Where are they? Oh, let's go research the place that they're at." Blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not doing that shit. Oh, let me scroll all the way. Let me spend 30 minutes scrolling all the way at the beginning of their page. No. No, 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 no. Everything I say this because old versions of Selena has been interesting. She's been an interesting gal. Part one. Yes, change is so beautiful. I manifest this person before I knew this work, and he was unkind throughout the relationship. I know I manifested it. I'm leaning towards being accepting. Who am I and being excited to grow? I don't want to aim for perfection. I just want to feel so confident and secure in me. And when this SP conforms, I'll decide to stay with him. What is it? Stay with him or move on. That's the thing. It's like, okay, you said that when you manifest this person before you knew this work, so at some point, this person would have been really lovely and kind, or you wouldn't have been in a relationship. So see how the fact that there was change already with this person was, let's use just a general example. You start dating someone, you guys are like in like the honeymoon phase, and you guys are like amazing, which you can have the belief the honeymoon phase lasts the whole relationship. That's a side note. But you guys are hitting off really, really well beginning of the relationship. And then as you start to feel insecure, maybe you get a little bit more paranoid, you start wondering where they're going, maybe you feel that you get too attached and focus on them and not focused on you, there would have been an internal shift. Then this person starts changing. So see how this person can go from being really loving to being fucking annoying. That change just shows you that they can change again. They've already changed once, well, they can change again. So it's like you need to get to this point where it's going amazing, but you don't start feeling insecure within you. You don't start thinking that they're going to prioritize other people. You don't start thinking that, yeah, it's really good at the beginning of a relationship, but like, oh, like after a month or after 3 months, it's kind of starts to like get hard, or they show their true colors, like all this shit that you start thinking. Don't be thinking that. Like you want to be saying like, I feel safe and secure in this amazing relationship. Like, I know that they're always prioritizing me, blah, blah, blah. When I have no idea what he's doing, is that normal? Yeah, that's totally fine. That if you guys do are in communication when he reaches out or whatever, then you can catch up. Like, you don't have to be, oh, I'm gonna stalk their social media to keep up to date with them. No, you can totally just be like in radio silence and not have any idea what they're doing, and you still get what you want. They could be trapped. Let's not say trapped. They could have no internet access and be, like I said, in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, in the thick of the fucking trees, and you'll still get what you want. They will still find some way to contact you. Um, I can attest to the value of the end group. Yes, love that. Peace was in the end group. It was so much fucking fun. I was in there a while ago, living in my imagination on the daily and about the very things that are happening in 3D for me right now. Join it, guys. Yay! We love that. We love that. I do remember that. That's awesome. So, so happy. Because the whole point of the end group is like we're shifting your state to practice, to practice being that version of you and focusing on that. And I love it myself anyway. Like I participate in it as much as everyone else. And I'm always monitoring the chat. So some people have been a little bit sneaky in the past where they will say that they're talking and living from the end, but they'll start putting circumstances like, oh, today's been a really frustrating day, blah, 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 blah. And then they'll start living the end. It's like, well, no, retract that message because I don't think I can delete it from my end. So like there's kind of a little warning system. It's like retract the message or I will kick you out. Like I'm quite strict with it because again, we're all in the 4D and imagination here. Um yes, come join Sonia. It's going to be so much fun. I don't have social media, so I can't see what my SP is doing. Great. Love that. I'm glad it's that way since I can't overthink about what's going on behind the scenes. I know his mind and we're together right now. Perfect. Beautiful. Social media can be very triggering for some people. And if you don't want it, you don't have to fucking have it. You know what? That actually makes you more that makes you different and that makes you unique. The fact that you don't have social media and he can't even see what you're doing. So, like, flip it the other way. It's like, yeah, you can't see what he's doing, but he has no idea what you're doing as well. So, his mind is going to be on overdrive, being super curious about what you're doing. Like, that's how I would be seeing things. Tell a man not to look at a nice pair of tatas. I like them too. Sorry. Oh my god. You are amazing. Yeah, you don't care anymore because I always win in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Okay? Everything is okay in the end. So if it's not okay, it's not the end. Keep going. Which platform is the group going to be on? It's in Voxer. So I create all my one-on-one DMs are in Voxer. I like it because the whole point of Voxer is like it's a walkie-talkie. So we can talk in real time. So like you press the little button and I send voice notes, or you can send chat. And yeah, so it's just going to be a Voxer group. That's what we're going to do. And we'll start next week. I think the end of the next week, I'm thinking. Depending how many people I get into the group. I don't want to be too many people just because I want to make sure that like I'm able to keep up with what everyone is saying and like being able to monitor it. Ooh, you don't have to love someone to manifest them. If you doubt your feelings, you can still manifest just to test the law. Exactly what I said about that random dude that I was just like, in 3, 2, 1, you're going to turn your head and look at me. Yeah. You don't need to love someone to manifest them. You can do whatever you want. Some people are like, oh, that's coming from your ego, blah, blah, blah. Fuck, like, are we putting more rules on what we can and can't manifest? Like, whatever. No, you manifest what you want to manifest. And it might be easier if you don't, okay, I don't want this to sound like a limiting belief. Some people, I'll phrase it this way, find it a little bit more difficult to drop the old story when they really love someone because their heart, like it's pulling at their heartstrings because they're so attached to it in their self concept. So if you don't have any lovey feelings and you're just like, yeah, I just want to manifest you, it might be easier for you because you're able to persist in this new story without being super triggered because it doesn't really mean anything to you. You're just testing your powers. Okay, beautiful humans, I am going to jump off. Thank you so much for joining me this Friday morning. And I love when the chat is popping and you guys are asking questions and just updating me on your lives. Um, exactly. It's just fun to manifest. It's just fun to consciously manifest. It's so much fun. Like, test it, test this shit out all the time and create like a big list so that your logical mind can like see all this evidence. You are so welcome. I love this. I love coming live. I will schedule the next one. I'll see if I can jump on this weekend, maybe like Sunday. Yes, get to bed, peace. It's late for you. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, maybe Sunday. If not, definitely next week. I love you so much. Thank you for co-creating this whole experience. You're amazing. Please do not waste your logical time marinating in shit. We don't want to do that. Okay. I'll speak to you soon, guys.